Well, I mean, first of all, Marty treated me great. Like he knew how to push my buttons. He knew how to get the most out of me. To say it was like always a friendly relationship would be the farthest thing from the truth. Like the first night, opening night of the season, we got whomped at home like 6-0 from Port Hope. And walking out of the rink on the way through past the office, and him and I just in a fuck you match in the middle of the rink, just how bad we were, what were we doing, and that happened again later in the year where I took the famous, if you took a bad penalty with Marty, stood on the bench and pointed to the dressing room. He would do that to guys, and you would just go to the dressing room and he'd expect you to sit there, wait till the intermission. He'd come in, rip you in front of all the guys, and then make you go back out. So when he did it to me, I went into the dressing room, took all my shit off, and went up to the stands. And I think we ended up losing that game too, like in overtime, and it was against a bad team. So, we butted head as much as we saw eye to eye. Like we were both pretty driven in what we wanted to get out of it. I really enjoyed it. He only works for certain guys. I mean, I'm sure I know he's tapered off in the way he coaches now, and obviously adjusted to the times. But back then, like I liked it. I had him. I had Neil Turner as a coach. I had Joey Edwards as a coach. Like that's what was my background. Like if somebody wasn't yelling at you to do your job, which was completely justifiable because they've taught it to you over and over and over again in practice. So I was just like, you're right, I am dumb. I should have done the way you told me to do it. So, but now you can't say that anymore or anything along those lines.
No, I think he'd almost have to grow with the times, right? And I think probably having Woody on his side too, a younger guy, definitely helps him in that aspect, right? Going through the years. But, it's the old school coaching way, right? It's what it was like, and even way worse when you hear stories of like the 70s and 80s, right? Floyd Crawford and whatnot. Like some of the stories that those Crawford boys have and whatnot are pretty insane. They make those ones look like nothing, right? So, but
I think the worst it ever got with Marty, at least when in the year I was there, and I actually thought it was hilarious. He did it about 2 or 3 times that year. He would come in the dressing room in the middle of a period or after the period, he'd be so pissed, and he would just go around the room pointing at guys. Tried to trade him, I can't. Nobody wants him. And then he'd be like, he's trying, he's just not good enough. Point at the goalie. Just one save. Literally all we're asking for is one save. And like he would continue around the room and he'd be like, you want him to go to Bancroft? I'll trade you there for laundry detergent. Like it was just, and I thought it was the funniest shit I've ever heard. Like, but I mean, I can get it. It's probably, guys, it hit guys pretty personal. But for me, I was like laughing. Like I had my jersey over my face in tears.